One of the family.
Well, this podcast is primarily about dogs, but cats creep in. But I think it's a self-evident truth that if you love the animals we share our homes with, the animals who are one of the family, you should love and cherish and appreciate all animals. Now, one thing I cannot understand is people who want to just kill animals for fun. I'm not talking about subsistence or food or whatever, that's another argument. They want to kill animals for fun. In fact, they want to see animals die for fun. They want to see how they react and what they do. Can you imagine being in the bush on safari, the holiday of a lifetime, and you see an elephant there, yards away from you, a wild elephant? I'm tingling just thinking about it. It would be a moment of magic for the rest of your life, a moment frozen in time. What does it take for somebody to be in that moment and stretch for an assault rifle and kill that majestic creature?
And this nonsense, this propaganda, I don't know how these things start, that it's good for conservation, where you get a rich American dentist paying 50 grand to shoot an endangered species, right? People say, oh, that goes to, it stops poaching. It doesn't, because it goes straight in someone's pocket. It doesn't filter down. So it's basically exploiting a poor country. So they get money. It doesn't go to stop poaching at all. And it's an excuse. They use it as an excuse. They say things like, it feeds a village. Well, what did the villagers do until rich dentists came along, you know? And why are they shooting it with a bow and arrow? Because they want to see what it does. That's what they want to do. It's a bloodlust, and it's justified by their own. And imagine if it was true. Imagine if shooting one giraffe with a bow and arrow saved a few other giraffes, right? Why should we pander to that psychopaths who've got money? If I went into a hospital and said, I'll give £1 million to cancer research if I can just shoot one of these chemotherapy patients, you'd go, no, of course you can't. Are you a psychopath? It's ludicrous, and it's a lie. It's a lie. It's like animal testing. People think that oh no, these experiments, they might save my granddad one day. They won't. 92% of all experimentation animals they even pass on animals, then fail on humans, because the models are so different.
I know, it's horrendous.
Nothing has ever come. Nothing has ever come from
and
animal
they should put people in those labs, and they're incredibly secretive. They don't let people into the labs. But the point you make is good, because these people who claim that they love animals and they're into conservation, if you sat them down and said, all right, Mr. Dentist, sit in that chair, I'm going to give you 10 questions on lion habitats, the lion's nature, the lion society, he wouldn't be able to answer one correctly. Like the guy who shot the elephant. No. If you said to him, okay, did you give the rest of the herd an opportunity to mourn the loss of their herd member? You go, he doesn't understand all that stuff. And I once said to a trophy hunter in an interview, which is more beautiful, a lion's head on an elephant's head on the wall, or a family of elephants by a watering hole at sunset? And he said, both.
Yeah. Well, it's nonsense. It's a lie. It's they've got the money to pay for their bloodlust, and everyone else is in on it. And it's the same as animal testing. The reason why it carries on is because of kickbacks, because institutions get big government funding, because the pharmaceuticals need that certificate to say we've had it tested so it's safe on humans. And the people who breed the beagles get $2,000 a dog. They're not going to say, yeah, it doesn't really work. They're just going to keep going, but we might find something. We might find something. I know what you'll find. You'll find billions and billions of wasted dollars. That's what you find. And so it's all corruption, and they justify it for a few. It's great. It's the same as fox hunting here. For the few, for the privileged few. 86% of people in Britain said they don't want fox hunting. Why is it even an issue? And why are we letting people off getting away with it? Because they're connected. It's a big boys' club. It's ridiculous.
I know.
And I can't stand this tradition thing. Torturing bulls, because it's a tradition. So was slavery.
Female genital mutilation.
Sacrifice.
Female genital mutilation.
Exactly. But it's all,
throwing homosexuals
also,
off tall buildings.
I know, exactly. And also the terrible thing is, again, propaganda. They say, oh yeah, they eat the meat afterwards. Yeah, well, you don't have to torture it to death to eat the meat. And they say, no, it's a big brave thing to do. No, it's not. Right. One, they drug the bull. They choose bulls that aren't that big. They cut the tendons in the back of the neck so they're in charge mode. They bleed them so they're weak. I tell you, I'll choose the bull. Let me choose the bull for some fucking sequined cunt to go in there with a fucking silly little dagger. It's oh fuck, it's ridiculous.